faire les français ou anglais.
Okay.
Each team has 20 minutes to present a case to. I will hold up a sign for the last 10, 5, and 2 minutes as well as for the last 30 seconds of the presentation. During the last 10 seconds, I will indicate with my finger the number of seconds remaining. If you have not finished your presentation after 20 minutes, you will be stopped in order to proceed with the question. The question is for 5 minutes, because I went to the jury at the end of your presentation. Please note that at any time you cannot say or reference the name of the location of your university. I will now let the Jews introduce themselves. You can start the presentation when they're finished.
Christopher Bonassa, I'm a business intelligence consultant.
David Charon, I'm a project manager.
Marc-André Fontaine, Vice President Marketing.
Thank you. Good afternoon, SureWeb executives. My name is Olivia, and I'm the project manager at Boss Consulting Group. Saxon, our systems analyst, and Brendan, our business analyst. I want to start off by taking you through a small little journey. Now, imagine your dream in life is to climb Mount Everest. Very ambitious dream, very hard to achieve. Now, if you go right to Mount Everest and you start trying to climb it, the chances of success for such an ambitious goal are very slim. Now, if you prepare, you put in the work, you take the time, and you take the proper steps on your path to success in order to grow, that is how you will achieve a very ambitious goal, and that is how you will succeed. Now, I'll start off by explaining what we'll go through today. On the agenda is the mandate. We'll explain to you our recommendation for SureWeb, the strategy, a very bold strategy for you to take on, very bold, creative, but doable when taking the proper steps to success, the analysis of what exactly led us there, followed by the implementation meant you to take. Now, the main problem that SureWeb that you highlighted in coming to us is that there's a lack of collaboration currently between your development team and the operations team, which is causing problems, as well as you're seeking to remain competitive in a very difficult space currently. Now, we recommend to SureWeb a competitive IT strategy that will facilitate internal collaboration between the two teams mentioned, as well as increase the customer value and drive future growth. I'll now pass it off to Saxon.
So just as you can't climb Everest without proper preparation, what we're proposing is a bit of a long-term strategy, and we're branding it as the path to big data. Now, it won't be right away. We're not going there right away. There's specific steps we've outlined to help us get there. And the first step is the most important and what we'll focus on today. And that's going to help us prepare for the path to big data. And that is offering a software as a service business intelligence solution built using a DevOps methodology, really to help tackle the two problems which we were experiencing. One being that the development team and the systems analysis team aren't communicating and don't have proper cohesion. And that we're going to work on using our DevOps methodology. And the SaaS business intelligence solution is going to target, expand your product base, and that's going to be your expansion into new markets. So looking at our business intelligence solution, we just want to highlight a few things about it, which will help contextualize what we're suggesting you offer. The first is that it is a SaaS offering. It's going to allow for customers to have self-serve data analytics. So rather than coming in and paying high fees for consulting, you're offering them a lower cost option. This is especially useful for small to medium businesses to take on, as are present here in Sherbrooke. We want to highlight that you are providing the integration of the client interface with a BI engine. So you're not providing the BI engine itself, that will be sourced externally, and you're providing the interface that the clients will work with through your SaaS solution. Further, we want to for your current clients. So as your current clients are all coming through your products, they might be using some other SaaS solutions, they might be using some of your infrastructure as a service solutions. This offers another value add for them. So similar on their path with you, you are creating another step for them to join you on, and that is looking for value in their data. It also creates opportunity for growth through new clients. Not only are you trying to get your current clients on board, but you're expanding and offering new opportunities for future clients that aren't yet there. And finally, it drives revenue through a horizontal expansion rather than vertical. You've got a lot in the SaaS and the cloud computing industry and want to stick in there, but still have a wide product base, and this is going to offer that horizontal expansion.
So with this implementation, you guys are also looking for a recommendation on a new methodology to implement with your teams because of the issues you've been having. So the awesome thing about this DevOps methodology is it's basically custom tailored specifically to your needs, where you have developers and system working together or lacking teamwork skills. It facilitates teamwork between those spaces. So it's custom developed specifically to your needs. The system administrators work directly with development teams. You have dedicated employees who are bridging the gap between these two teams, and they're working on integrated teams to increase communication and decrease flaws in the workflow. So this system is really going to allow you guys to decrease bugs in the development of your system. It's going to decrease delays, and it's going to allow you to be faster to market, not only with this project that we're suggesting that you guys undertake, but all of your future projects once you implement this methodology. Finally, it facilitates these development changes along the project without significant interruption to the project. So you guys mentioned you have issues, for example, with the development team realizes that they need additional servers, and it's difficult to procure these in place with the operations side of things. This solution will help that be able to be achieved in a more timely manner. Furthermore, if the operations side discovers a vulnerability or a flaw in the system late in the development phase because of a lack of teamwork throughout the process, it can significantly delay the project and create additional work for the development team.
Now coming back to our path to big data branded strategy, we want to highlight that this is phase one. This is a longer term strategy which will allow you to end up providing big data services for your clients. That is the end goal. Right now our BI solution and process redesign are phase one. In phase two, we really want to upgrade those customers to our BI solution and acquire more customers to gain experience in the business intelligence market, really gain experience in understanding client needs. And then by phase three, that's when we're ready to tackle Everest. That's when we're ready to provide big data services to clients. So moving forward into a bit of an analysis, we'll start with a gap analysis to highlight where you're at.
So as mentioned when explaining DevOps, currently we have an issue with teams working independently. It's difficult for them to collaborate with one another, which causes a lot of issues. And Brendan's going to explain exactly how the future plan will solve this issue.
So as I just mentioned in the previous section, that's really our solution to that aspect of your problem, is having this DevOps methodology which solves all of those communication issues and facilitates the teamwork. So that's our future vision for that problem.
So currently SureWeb wants to expand into a new market, develop a new project, something that will allow you to grow and something that will allow you to get out of what you're currently succeeding in, trying something new.
Yes, so we believe that a BI solution is something that is taking advantage of your core competencies, but is expanding into a new market that will drive additional growth and additional revenue in a new area that you haven't explored previously.
Now, currently there are very big competitors in the cloud computing industry. This is something which is why we're here to help.
So what we're envisioning is big data is a huge trend, becoming increasingly more accessible to medium-sized enterprises. And we believe that by taking this entry point and gradually working with customers, understanding their analytic needs, you're going to be able to leverage those relationships and the data that you're collecting and that analysis to take it one step further into the realm of big data and providing more intense data mining and analytical services for them down the road.
So looking at a bit of a company analysis to see how we came to the strategy we presented earlier. Looking at what's working well right now, we see that SureWeb has very strong flagship products. They do well with Exchange 2013, it's become a staple, and they have very strong success and reputation in their hosted services. That's worked really well, we want to play into that in offering SaaS solution again. Looking at some things that need work, we see that there was a lack of cohesion between the development teams and the operations team, and they had clashing development methodologies, which is why we brought in the DevOps methodology to really combine those two. Some things to watch out for, some external threats. We know that cloud computing is an emerging field and it changes very often, so we want to stay current and ahead of the times in order to best respond to that market. We also see there's many global competitors with diverse service offerings. Anyone is able to reach out globally, especially with globalization, so we need to be able to respond to that as well. And looking at some opportunities, and this is really where we are highlighting our strategy, is we're seeing that businesses are really recognizing the importance of data analysis. There is a lot of information to be gained from data. Many businesses just don't know how to harness that data and really get those gains out of it. And they're reaching out to companies such as yourself in order to do that. And this will allow you to respond to that. Lastly, some efficient collaborative internal processes, being the DevOps methodology, really to respond to those two teams with their lack of cohesion. Implementing that DevOps methodology will really have them working together in the most efficient way possible.
Now, in we've broken it down into a few phases. So we start with phase 1, which is months 0 to 6. Then we move on to phase 2, which is months 6 to 24. And phase 3, which is implementing the big data and then moving forward, that's achieving the Everest climb. That one's months 24 and on.
So phase 1 is development. And the first phase, the first step in this phase that's really essential is bringing in a business process redesign consulting team. So this consists of selecting a team that specializes in transforming internal processes, specifically within the DevOps methodology, to reconfigure your teams, reconfigure the workflows and processes to make you more efficient in the long term. Secondly, along with this would be selecting the business intelligence engine that you're going to build your SaaS solution on top of. This is going to be important for you to consider with your current partners, who you're going to select as a vendor. You're going to want to look at Microsoft's, consider perhaps IBM's industry-leading Cognos, and evaluate what of those solutions meet your needs the best and your client needs, and select one of those before you proceed to develop the SaaS solution that your customers will be accessing. From there, at the end of this phase is when you're going to launch and begin to market this solution to not only your existing clients, but also new clients who perhaps are interested in this solution rather than your current offerings.
So in our second phase, which is the expand phase, this is really where we're gaining that experience in order to move forward to the next phase. We want to spend a good amount of time in this phase from months 6 to 24, really to gain a lot of experience in the business intelligence and business mining field in order to best understand how we can move forward. And so in order to do that, we're going to cross-sell the business intelligence solution to the existing clients. That's keeping them coming back to SureWeb, keeping them in there with more products and services that you can offer to them. We want to acquire new clients for that BI offer. So that will happen through some marketing as well to market to other industry around SureWeb or SureBrook that could make use of this software. We also want to improve and revise the BI solution. As we learn more about this industry and as we gain experience, we want to make sure that our SaaS BI solution is still the best out there. In order to do that, we'll need to do some revisations to it, and that will be done again through the DevOps methodology to make sure that they're as efficient as possible. And lastly, we want to gain client needs for data mining, and this will happen all through this phase. That's why we're spending the most time here that we can.
Now in phase 3, this is our growth phase. So at this point, we need to hire a data science team. This will be what our consulting team makes up of. We'll want to market the benefits of big data. So I'm sure, Mr. Fontaine, you'd really understand the benefits of exactly this step here, because right now people aren't fully aware of exactly what company. You might have small companies who might not have had the budget, but by using the business intelligence in phase 2, they were actually able to free up a lot of money because they were able to improve their efficiencies, they were able to find new insights in their customer and increase revenues. So using to the SME market, to the MLE market, to your current clients, they all need to fully understand exactly the benefits that big data can provide to their company. Fully understanding the client's needs and what can help them grow. Next, we want to source supporting infrastructure for the big data solution. And we want to launch the SureWeb Big Data Consulting practice as a separate marketing launch as well.
So finally, from a financial perspective, we've taken a look at solely phase 1. So big data is our long-term goal, but we're looking at this in a short term, purely just at the business process it's going to bring, along with the benefits that this business intelligence solution is going to bring over the coming year or so to your organization. So as we can see here, BPR consulting team, this process, as I mentioned earlier, a consulting team comes in, helps you rearrange your teams, your organizational structure, your processes. This is approximately a 2-week process And given the size of your organization, this is going to be a large project, approximately $100,000 to implement. So along with this comes the associated opportunity cost of your employees having to be on and off the job over the course of those 2 weeks, reintegrating this new structure with a cost of about $50,000, totaling $150,000. So another important perspective is the cost savings that you're going to be achieving over the long term. So let's say just over a course of a year, a team of 60 people making approximately $100,000 each. Let's say we improve efficiency to the point where your employees' methodology are actually 10% more efficient. We're looking at cost savings due to their reduced amount of effort of approximately $600,000. So all of this corresponds to an ROI of 3 times, which is an incredible return on investment just within 1 year. And this is not even looking towards the longer term gains that are associated with new projects that we're hoping that you consider. So moving on to financial perspective of the business intelligence solution. Developing this solution, we've come up with some estimates of development time, testing time, the actual costs associated with setting up this business intelligence engine, and as well as marketing it to your existing clients and new clients. Approximate cost of $1 million. With estimated sales over the first year, let's say that you're able to acquire between 1,000 to 1,500 customers of your over 25,000 clients worldwide within the first year. You're looking at revenues of $2 million at a very reasonable cost of $200 a month for this service. So along with this comes another very healthy ROI of 200% or 2x. So this is going to really drive growth not only for you now, but we're looking towards the future as well at the possibilities that this big data solution can bring.
Now, we recommend to SureWeb a competitive strategy that's going to facilitate the collaboration between the 2 teams. Now, this means that you're preparing to go for that climb. Your DevOps team is now stronger than ever before. In terms of the BI solution that we're recommending, you're breaking down that big step into much smaller steps to gain the trust from your clients, to gain new clients, and to give them the opportunity to find out more about their business, to become more competitive just as you want to do. And now lastly, with the big data solution, you're ready to take that climb. You're ready to achieve the goal of the big data solution, and you're on the path to big data. Thank you very much for everything today. Please let us know if you have any questions for us. Thank you.
Well, maybe I have one question. Who's the typical client for big data for our solution?
So
The typical company size and client profile.
the typical client we're looking at is in the MLE size of clients, so typically medium to large, as this is quite an expensive project. Data scientists are billed out quite expensive, between $600 to $1,000 an hour. So a typical project cost for that would be around the $400,000 to $500,000 range. So we're looking at clients upwards of, let's say, Metro, Loblaws, clients like that who really have a lot of data and a lot of insights to gain and the funding to support it.
And another question I have is, what's the magic behind the DevOps methodology? So what are the top 2 or 3 key points that the DevOps methodology will be able to help show?
Yeah, so as the case highlighted, you're operating with teams who are on different methodologies. So you have the more operations systems administration. It mentions that it's typically older employees who are used to the more traditional methodology, waterfall methodology. So within such a competitive, ever-changing market, it's important that you're able to be responsive. And that's what you recognize with the development team, who focuses more on an agile approach. So DevOps is an agile-based methodology that is specifically tailored to merge operations and development teams to work hand in hand. So you're going to be able to developments not just in the software, but in the actual implementation to a production environment, and be able to test it sooner, iteratively, as you're building it, to the point where you're able to recognize these flaws or these vulnerabilities midway before you're at the end production stage and make those appropriate changes without having delays or having to return to the previous stage. So the big, I guess, highlight is that you're creating teams that have both of those employees from each side within the same team working hand in hand on specific goals. And the key is just that you guys are in such a competitive space, everything is changing. You need to have a methodology that's more responsive than the waterfall.
If you were to, I'd like to better understand what kind of business intelligence solution you want to offer our customers. So what you're suggesting is that we would rent on a monthly base infrastructure on, or would you provide functioning ETLs, dashboard and reports within the $2,000 monthly fees?
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're taking the BI engine to support the back end. We're building the entire front end to support the customer. So they're going to see all the reports that Sure will create. They'll be able to dictate which inputs are going in and how they want to see that data, and they'll be able to specify what kind of trends they're looking for. So the engine on the back will take care of all the ETL and the transformations and whatnot, but what SureWeb is providing is interfaces for the specific clients, so whether it be retail or food or hospitality, to tailor it.
I got the $2,000 from you too. I'm not making that up, right? You said at some point it would be like a $2,000 fee per month, or
It would depend on the scale,
Okay.
depending on because BI doesn't have to be huge if you're dealing with a small company. It could be anywhere from $200 upwards to $2,000 and beyond, depending on the nature of it.
And for that amount, a functioning ETL from the start. And what kind of information, what kind of data would you integrate for that for our customer, our customers?
So for the basis of like food, like for example Metro, we'd taken sales, we'd taken customer demographics through completing surveys on the bottom of receipts, through on-site surveys in stores, looking at who's buying and what they're buying. We'd also look at data such as where they're shopping most in the store, and be able to put that into the engine to produce results for that industry.
Along with a lot of customer loyalty information as well that we can gather.
So if I'm Metro, I'm calling those lovely guys for $2,000 per month. I have a functioning ETL, and from the start they design everything, they do the ETLs, and then after a couple of months I have access to all that data. Okay, good. And okay, that's good for me.
To integrate with an existing software for about $45,000, I think I read. You guys came up with a couple of names we could look into.
Yeah, so the first one we were looking at was IBM Cognos BI as kind of an industry leader, an industry benchmark. We'd also acknowledge your gold partnership with Microsoft. So we'd be looking into the Microsoft equivalent as well to see how that compares and make sure that we're getting the best and honor that partnership as best as possible.
Question time is over.
Thank you.
That's it.